I'm Sandy Hill, and all this week we'll be coming to you from historic Connecticut, birthplace of the Constitution.
Its diverse scenery makes it a great place to vacation, from its colonial villages to modern urban centers, sandy beaches to wide river valleys.
And we start our visit at the town green in the heart of New Haven, a place where tradition and history meet.
So join us as we continue our vacation on Home Away from Home.
Welcome. It is a beautiful New England morning, albeit very hot and sticky.
They are definitely used to this humidity all summer here.
Unfortunately.
Now, today on Home, we're going to learn some great Connecticut crafts, like how to paint on wicker. We're also going to show you how to preserve food the old-fashioned way, and that's by smoking.
That sounds real tasty. First, though, we want to welcome WTIC in Hartford, Connecticut to our family, and we are so happy to be a part of your family now.
We really are. This is terrific. Now, today, we are on the north side of the New Haven Green by Yale University. And over there are the three churches that dominate the park. This green is where our forefathers worshiped and met and helped create the country that we know today.
And that music is certainly getting us into the spirit of things, isn't it? We'd like to present the 2nd Company Governor's Foot Guard.
Now, the 2nd Company Governor's Foot Guard is wearing authentic Revolutionary period uniforms, and they have been in existence as a unit for 213 years.
All the medals across their chest.
Took
them that long to win them, probably. Now, the folks here in Connecticut are so proud of their American heritage, and in particular, the role that their region played in the birth of the United States. Yesterday, I met some people who do a lot more than study the history of the Revolutionary War. They live it. This is the quiet Connecticut town of Bethel. Once a year, Bethel is transported back in time, back to the year 1779, the height of the American Revolution.
Fire!
These people are preparing for an exacting recreation of a revolutionary battle right down to the last red button coat and plume on a tri-corner hat. Sal Torrentino is the commander of the 2nd Continental Light Dragoons and the organizer of the weekend.
Most of these people are committed to showing the general public what the history books don't show you, what the real life was like, the camp life.
There's so much more to these weekends than just the battle. There's vintage food, dancing, and singing. Colonial craftsmen also practice their skills and even share ideas with passers-by.
Raw wool, such as this, has a great deal of lanolin in it. Now, when you see advertised these Irish fisherman knit sweaters, 100% natural sweaters, and when you get them and they say they will shed water, it's the lanolin in the wool that makes it shed water. So that if you have a sweater like that, the thing to do is wash it in just soap, something that doesn't have detergent in it. And you won't strip the oil or the lanolin from the wool.
Well, let's see how this looks. You like to try this on, sir?
Participants come from all walks of life because preserving the past is very important.
It's very important to me to teach people what life was like 200 years ago. It's a disservice if you go and portray something that's not accurate. That's why we spend a lot of time doing research in museums, books, journals, and diaries.
I have over 400 items in my inventory. A man, an officer, with the sword, the sash, the whole bit, it will cost him up to about $3,000.
Huh? Gee, there are a lot of folks here, aren't there? My son Timothy and I checked out the troops.
Put this on for...
And he really got into the Revolutionary War spirit.
1, 2, 3. Why are they all going?
Well, they're doing some of their maneuvers. They're marching off to join ranks with someone else, I guess.
There are no deserters in the Continental line. A few dead heroes, but no deserters. The officers will attend to this.
The highlight of the weekend, of course, is the reenactment of a revolutionary battle in which the soldiers shoot blanks instead of bullets. The soldiers are on their honor to fall when they believe they've been hit. Intense August heat took its toll on both sides. The Americans and the British fought a valiant fight, but neither side was declared the winner.
We could not move on him because of the condition of our troops being tired from the heat. And we just didn't have the men to press him back. Tomorrow we will continue the contest. And we'll find out who the victor is tomorrow. And I think you'll find that they are wearing red. I beg to differ. You'll find that they're wearing the Continental blue.
What a day that was, really. Please join me in welcoming the commander of the 2nd Continental Light Dragoons and the originator of the Patriots Weekend, Sal Tarantino.
Hello,
Hi, Sal. Nice to have you here today.
Nice to see
In
you.
one piece.
Absolutely.
Yes. Also joining you is your sergeant, Ed Rosaro.
Hello, Ed.
What a magnificent day. We so thoroughly enjoyed it. However, you had some carefully crafted strategy, and yet it ended in a draw. Now what?
Well, today we're going to go back to the drawing boards, as it were, and we're going to do a real quick trick on the British. We're going to try to bring the Americans up faster than they could bring the British up onto the battlefield and try to chase them off before they get their army lined up to fight us.
Good luck.
Geez, I hope it works this
I'm
time
counting
for
on
you.
you.
Of course, we all know that the Continental Army lost a few before they won the war, which was the most important part. Hey, you need a couple of new recruits?
You sure do. After yesterday, especially.
Yeah, and I'm dressed perfectly for it, too. So,
You're in the wrong color, honey, but that's all right. What do we do here to fire the musket?
We're going to show you how to do this 1, 2, 3. Won't have much time in the Army.
okay.
We're going to teach you right now, and Rosado will then do the firing with us.
All right.
And you'll get a chance to fire them for real.
Good. This is great. There's a couple of people I'd like to shoot at on the crew. Peter, shoot what?
Now, if you step down over here by Ed, we'll be able to...
All right, ready.
Ed, all right.
Okay.
I'm going to swing around this side in front of you for a moment.
All right, thank you.
And what we're going to do is show you how to hold the weapon. The first thing is that we bring them up to the shoulder,
Bring him up the shoulder.
right up in here.
Yeah.
All right.
This is always where the soldier had to go. If you have any problems, look at Ed.
Okay.
And real quick, the first order was to load the weapon, which would be like this, a prime and load, it's called.
Uh-huh.
And you hold them out. So what you'll do here is pull this prison forward by pushing it with your thumb.
Pull your prison forward.
There you
Remember
go.
that, Sandy.
And you would then load in here. There's a little pan that would be filled with the powder. And then you'd put 3 fingers behind that prison and shut it.
Close your prison.
There you go.
All right.
Now you cast the weapon about this way so that you could load the rest of your charge down the barrel. Then you would pull that famous ramrod out.
Boy, would I be good in battle, huh?
That's it. You've got it right.
As long as
There
your
you
prison
go.
didn't get stuck.
All right, right.
That's
Keep,
right.
keep my prison out of it, Sandy. Okay.
Right. And you bring that right back up to your shoulder.
All right.
Now you're ready to march in the lines and fire. And at this point, the order would be make ready. The weapon is turned this way. And then you go to full cock by pulling your thumb on that. And you'll hear it click. There you go.
I'm already cocked.
Now, you would pull this off next. That's the only safety device they had.
You mean you want me to bear my prison?
That's right. Bury your prison. There you go. It's naked to the world.
Right.
Take aim, and you'd always put your right foot back, just in case of the kick. And then on the word fire, you pull the trigger.
And Kablitzmeyer.
That's it.
Boom. All right.
Now we're going to try it for real.
All right.
Oh, it kicks just a little bit, but today we won't have to worry about that.
This is the light charge of the Light Brigade today.
Whoa.
We're going to give each of you real black powder charge.
Okay.
A real one?
These are the real ones. Just don't want you to shoot anyone in your audience.
All right. Ready?
All right.
Are we set?
We're set. Let's prime and load.
Okay.
Prime and load.
Now, while you're doing this, you've got to imagine there's about
You're
500
already
British
going
coming
here,
after
Ed.
you.
You've got to remember that what?
About 500 British are coming after you at the same time you're doing this.
All right, I got my...
Too much?
How's that?
Good.
All right.
Fine. Close it.
Close it.
Bring it around.
Down. Take the
There you
rest.
go.
I'm
Put it
sorry,
down.
guys. I don't mean to point at you.
Don't
Just throw
put-
the paper away at
Just
this
throw the
point.
paper away.
Right. The paper you don't need.
Well, what about littering during the Revolutionary War? Wasn't that a concern?
They didn't worry about that while someone was shooting at them.
All right. Down there.
There you
Keep it
go.
open. Your prison.
Is Sandy
Your
loaded
prison's
already?
Yeah,
open.
she's loaded. She's fast.
Okay.
Oh, no,
Now.
but you just took your leather off.
All right, ready?
Okay, now we're ready to
sounds like
fire.
Yeah, do I have to cock this back?
It's full cock.
It's full cock?
Sir, it's full cock.
Is mine full cock?
You can't go off half cock.
No, you really can't.
That's a phrase born of the Revolutionary War.
Now we're going to make ready, which bring it right back up in front of your face.
Yeah.
The last thing we do is pull the safety off.
Safety's off.
Which is the safety?
The safety is
little
this item right here.
leather
Oh, my
thingy.
God.
Now we're all going to take aim. Take aim.
I didn't stick the thing down it.
It's okay.
It's all right, Sandy.
It's all right, Sandy.
We lose the war, we'll blame it on you. Ready?
All right, soldiers, nice and straight.
Are you sure?
All you've got to do is pull the trigger. Fire! There we go. All right.
Now, thank you. Very good.
You're welcome.
We'll be back.
Very good. Welcome to the office.
Connecticut is an out-of-towners paradise. There is always something to do in this fantastic state. Crafts are very, very big here also. And Holmes craft expert Carol Duvall has been out and about exploring Connecticut. She's got some great craft ideas for us. Here's Carol. Hi, Carol.
Oh, it's been fun.
You had to be in your element in this place.
Absolutely. You know, there's an art fair or a craft festival or something to do with either one or both of them practically every day of the year in this area.
People really appreciate it around here, too, don't they?
Oh, they appreciate it, and the out-of-towners love it. But I didn't even have to go to a craft fair to find Mary Lou Kerr, who does things like
Well,
this.
look at you. You've got your friend right here. Isn't this cute?
Mary Lou paints on wicker of all sizes and shapes in her home.
Oh, my gosh. Well, you were smart enough to take a home camera crew with you, as always. Carol always thinks of that. Let's go now to Mary Lou's house and see, well, what Mary Lou really does.
Before she picked up a paintbrush and applied it to wicker baskets 8 years ago, Mary Lou Kerr had never even attended a craft fair, let alone made crafts herself. Now she has a business that is thriving both artistically and financially.
I think what really started it were two friends who were both starting their own small businesses out of their home. And they said, Mary Lou, you're creative. You come up with something. I entered this show that they put on, and I was thrilled. I sold just about all the baskets that I'd painted.
Mary Lou works in a cluttered studio above the garage.
Oh, my gosh, Mary Lou.
Yes.
Oh, wicker heaven. I had no idea. I guess I never thought about it. There's so many different things besides wicker wastebaskets. Oh, is this cute?
It's a little children's set.
Now, here we get to the raw material, I guess.
Right. I would say most of the baskets come from China. Some come from Yugoslavia, some come from Thailand, some come from the Philippines. And obviously the darker wicker ones, when I paint them, are a little bit more difficult because they take more paint.
Mary Lou starts by painting the baskets with at least 2 coats of non-yellowing white paint.
We're going to do a pink, blue, and lavender basket. And let's start by both getting some pink on the brush. And you start with shapes of pink. I've gone from a very detailed flower to a much more impressionist look. It's much fuller, and the overall effect is that you get a feeling of a flower, but it's not a true flower. But see, yeah, these bled in a little bit because
First, it doesn't look like much, just sort of some blobs of paint. But it really starts to come together when you add shading.
See how you're getting more definition now?
Yeah.
On the petal flowers, I put in 3 petals. Doesn't matter where, 2 and 1.
Mary Lou's business is word of mouth. She's never advertised, but she has clients as far away as West Germany.
The time that I spend painting in the studio, it's kind of, I get it back tenfold when somebody says it's a gorgeous basket.
Well,
I think it's wonderful. It's your first basket.
today a basket, tomorrow a giraffe.
Or an elephant.
The world.
And there's the basket.
Yes, isn't it wonderful?
Good job.
I did it.
It's beautiful.
Turn those blobs into flowers.
You can do anything. Well, let's meet Mary Lou Kerr from New Canaan. Here she is.
She's
Come
the
on,
one that
Mary
can
Lou.
do anything.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
You have got to have a million tips for getting paint off of clothes.
Really only one. And that one is that you have to make a flower out of that particular blob of paint. Because,
So don't fight it, join it.
yeah, you just have to be creative with it.
And luckily, we have a living example right here. Here from the fashion plates. Look at, now this was your dress, Carol?
Isn't that wonderful?
And where did you spill?
There, and there, and there. I even got some on my watch.
And then-
And look at.
Now, Carol, you must have talked her into doing this because Mary Lou brought this beautiful basket. Take a look at what it says right there. Isn't that wonderful? This is our home basket.
That's right.
Do we really get to keep this?
You really get to keep it.
All right, I promise you, we'll take this back and put it on our set back there in Hollywood. And,
Great.
And put a beautiful bouquet right in it.
Sure.
Mary Lou, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Carol, good job, gang. It was lots of fun. All right.
Fun, wasn't it? Really
Stay
was.
home. We'll be right back from Connecticut. Well, it may be a little hot and muggy out here this morning, but we have some consolation. We have the most fabulous food, but we have enough here to feed an entire Revolutionary Army.
Look at all this.
Well, it's all smoked, and it's smoked at a wonderful family smokehouse in Goshen.
It smells terrific, doesn't it? We've got a crown roast smoked, a regular turkey, a boneless turkey. I don't know, it's some kind of a, what do you think this is?
It's a thingy. It's a smoked thingy.
We've got cheeses and sausages, just about everything.
Yeah, and look what else we have here, Sandy.
I tried to overlook that.
No. Do you like smoked eel?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? That's good, because people who hate smoked eel love smoked rattlesnake. All right, look,
Like
I'll just cut a little itty-bitty bit here.
Go ahead.
I'll try some and you try some.
Go for it.
Come on, we have to do this together because people think that we're, you know, awesome. All right, here we go. People think that we do things that they would never want to do because they're not that dumb.
You have a little.
All right, here we go, Sandy. Ready? A little smoked rattlesnake. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Come on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Go.
Tastes like beef jerky. Hey, this is great. I'm taking this thing home with me. Oh, I love it. Mmm.
Excuse me.
And Sandy loves it, too. Reminds me of the time we had to eat all that garlic. No, actually, it's not bad.
This is almost as putrid as that.
Hey, look.
No, this is good. It tastes good and smoky, but I can't stand the crunch.
Well,
I'm
I like
really
it.
sorry. I know
like
what
it, and
the
I
crunch
recommend
is.
it. All right.
At any rate, long before there was refrigeration, folks did this because that was the only way of preserving their meat, smoking, I mean. Now we do it for the flavor.
For the taste. Let me have another little bite here.
Go ahead.
You know, it's an age-old process, and it's still done at Nodine's Smokehouse. Now, Ron Donine still smokes meat. In fact, we're going to check it out. I'm going to have some more rattlesnake. Yo, partner.
There was an old fellow up in Burville, Connecticut, that was smoking and he was going out of the business. Long story is he sold me the business for $100. And I came back here and he told me that he'd show me how to smoke. I didn't know the first thing about it. So I came back and I built a plant and I installed my first smokehouse. And I just got it in that week and the poor fellow dropped dead of a heart attack. I came and he went.
The chicken comes in 40-pound boxes. And from that point, we put it into our vacuum tumbler. We add 12% brine and 8% water, and the tumbling process takes about 19 minutes. Now, this cures the chicken. From the tumbler, it's taken in big buckets, and we get it up onto a little cart where we can all load them onto a rack, and we go through thousands of pounds a week, and it seems like I go home at night and I think of chicken, but it's my livelihood, and we learn to like it around here. Once we get a rack loaded with chicken, we roll the rack into the smokehouse. It's smoked with a mixture of hickory and other hardwoods. The smoke is transferred into the smokehouse through a series of ductwork. It takes in all about 5 or 6 hours to do chickens. They're packaged right here on the property, and they're shipped all over the United States.
And here are the smoke masters themselves, Ron Nodine and Brian Callen.
Hi, guys.
Hello, gentlemen. Nice to have you here this morning. Now, what do we need to know about smoking? Do we need anything special?
Nothing special. We have a gas grill here today. You can use a charcoal grill. You can use any grill you want.
Okay, well, Brian's over there. What are you going to fix for us, Brian?
Well, I have some very young chicken called Poussin.
And what's Poussin?
Poussin is to poultry what veal is to beef.
Okay, he's going to cook it. You show us and you tell us what the process is here, please.
Brian's putting the Poussin on, and we have one side of the grill lit, the grill away from the Poussin.
Okay.
That's so we are going to bake these Poussin. We're not going to grill them at all. Down in the pan here, we have a cast iron pan over the fire. We have sawdust, hickory sawdust and maple chips
Come on over.
sitting over the fire and smoldering.
Now, how long is this going to take, this whole process?
The process is going to take about an hour.
And how do you judge that?
Well, you use a thermometer at the end, make sure it's done. Cook them to about 160, 165. But the slower you cook the product, the more moisture you're going to have at the end and the better tasting product you're going to have because you're smoking all the time. Doesn't need a lot of smoke, just a continuous smoke.
Well, you were nice enough to prepare for Sandy a smoked poussin here a little
speaking
earlier.
of taste, I thought the moment had come when I really get something I might like.
Right.
I know I'll like
You'll
it.
like. Sandy, let me slice you a little piece. I don't want to use this fork because it's got rattlesnake on it.
Please don't.
And I
use that fork.
know
I'm going to watch you very closely.
how you are about rattlesnake. All right, here you go, Sandy. Just try a little poussin.
Thanks.
Well, does she like it better than rattlesnake, folks?
Oh, that's just delicious. It is so moist, and it's just a lovely light flavor.
Works great. Ron and Brian, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a
guys.
lot.
Come on,
Good stuff. I'm going to have some more rattlesnake.
Go for it.
Be right back. My socks are welting, Sandy.
Just about everything. It's been a hot morning, but still, we want to thank everyone for coming out and joining us here on McSain. It's been a wonderful morning. I know it's been hot, but we enjoyed having you. Carol, terrific. The baskets, your skirts,
Aren't
so
they
lovely.
wonderful?
Yeah, great time she was.
Total macho machore here. It looks wonderful. We especially want to thank the second company, Governor's Foot Guard. They helped us open the show today. They're magnificent,
Yeah,
Sandy.
probably lost a few pounds being here in the heat, too. We're going to be back tomorrow coming to you from Mystic Seaport, but we're going to leave you today with a little more Connecticut color from the Stony Creek Pipe and Drum Corps.
See you tomorrow.
Wednesday, an unexpected visit leads to a lesson in brotherly love on Hooperman. Then following the Slap Maxwell story, it will surprise you, shock you, move you. There's nothing else like China Beach, Wednesday, all starting at 9, 8 Central.
See.